Hello and welcome to Ahsoka's Arc. Today we will be talking about the different Star Wars species, all from movies and TV shows. And please give me a like, share, and subscribe so I can keep making them for you. First up, we have Ewoks. Ewoks are a species known when we see in The Last Jedi in the Battle of Endor with Luke, Han, Leia, and a few thousand armies of Ewoks, plus our Wookiee, Chewbacca. As you can see, we have 3 Ewoks right here. One of them is including Wicket. When I first saw Star Wars The Last Jedi, to me they felt like alive teddy bears. And next, we have Hutts. As you can see, there are 2 Hutts I could recommend to you so far. Jabba and Zero. Jabba the Hutt and Zero the Hutt. In the Star Wars animated Clone Wars movie, Zero the Hutt captures, I think, Jabba's son, and Jabba gets him in trouble at the very end of the Clone Wars animated Star Wars Clone Wars movie. You can see Jabba in the middle movies, which I like to call the first 3 movies that came out. Was a new sort of character to my eyes when I first saw him. Because once I first saw, Jabba and Zero, it was like, is this a bucket of slime or whatever? An alive bucket of slime. What is this? What I was thinking when I first saw Jabba. It's just, the next are Twi'leks. As we can see here, these are 2 Twi'leks, a son and a mother. We know some other Twi'leks. And as you can see, a Jedi Master killed in Order 66 she was a blue-colored Twi'lek Jedi Master who was actually Kanan Jarrus from Star Wars Rebels Master. They talk a little bit about her near the end of Rebels. I could also mention in Star Wars Rebels 2 that there is a Twi'lek named Hera Syndulla. Not only is a natural pilot, but secretly in love with Kanan Jarrus. And also, Kanan's name isn't really Kanan Jarrus. It's something like Caleb Doom. Kanan Jarrus is his, secret name. And as we can see, this is from a little bit of information. This piece of artwork is also from Rebels. Is Star Wars Rebels from an episode when Kanan and Ezra and a few other characters, like a Lasat named Zeb, and a human Mandalorian named Sabine Wren, and whose mother was a Mandalorian, if you watched Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7. And along with that, when those characters are rescuing little kids who are force sensitives and bringing them back to their mothers, just like this, when they bring this Twi'lek son back to his mother. When I first saw the Twi'leks, it just made me feel like, what interesting tentacles. I kind of wish I were a Twi'lek. Do they come in pink? I would really want to be a pink Twi'lek. Like questions I would ask myself about Twi'leks sometimes. Questions like that. And then next we have Zabrak. As we know, the most famous Zabrak that we know would probably be Maul. Darth Maul, but then equally for Maul just being Maul is that if you watch the Clone Wars or notice Maul say the Sith killed my brother in Rebels, they're also referring to Maul's Zabrak brother as the same markings, but they're not red, they're yellow. And he is Maul's lost brother, which Darth Sidious kills, as in that fight we were talking about last episode in Clone Wars, which I thought was pretty epic. And when I first saw Zabrak, when I saw Phantom Menace, I saw the movies in order they came out. When I saw Phantom Menace, not only did I think this is a pretty junky movie, to be honest, but I also thought, creepy. Zabraks, like Maul, are creepy. But I was pretty surprised by Maul being a Sith and getting chopped off pretty easily. And his dental issues and his dental hygiene probably would need a brush or two, I would say. I mean, look at those teeth. And then if I were him, I would try to uncreepify my eyes, just to look a little more normal. I kind of like the whole horn crown, red marking, black face thing. But I'm not sure the creepy eyes and dirty teeth match my style. I was just pretty surprised that a Sith could get chopped down in that kind of time. Because when I met Sith like Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, I was expecting was darkness and evil. That's what I got out of Vader and Sidious. But what I can get out of Maul is just pointless. Some people think Maul survived by focusing on Obi-Wan and hating him so much and over the Clone Wars, really the only thing he could think about was killing Obi-Wan. Then next we have Togrutas, which are obviously my favorite species ever. If I could be one Star Wars species, I would choose Togruta. I mean, look at their crest, look at their face. I just love Togrutas. They are amazing. As we can see, one of my favorite ones are Ahsoka Tano. That's why I named it my podcast after her. And she is just amazing. Very, very amazing. It's just because the first time I saw a Togruta is was kind of like I was thinking it just some things out to my head, like, why does she have a blue and white crest? Do all Togrutas have orange skin? But once I realized some Togrutas have blue skin, that answered that question. But they also have the same markings and always have crests. My main question is, I've noticed the past Togrutas that they're pretty tough, bossy, and sassy. From what I've experienced of watching Clone Wars and Rebels, Ahsoka's debut premiere was in the movie, kind of. And then, next, the Mon Calamari. The Mon Calamari were cool characters to me, because they can breathe underwater and they're just like fishmen. But when I watched the Clone Wars series, and including the sequels, I thought Admiral Akbar was pretty cool as a Mon Calamari. I guess he was a pretty cool character. Just because out of that, being Admiral Akbar is just cool, I guess. If you watch the Clone Wars, he isn't Admiral Akbar. He's like, he works for the royalty. And when Anakin, Ahsoka, and yes, even who came, Padme, and Jar Jar. The funny part is that the episode when the Corn were working for the Empire and the Mon Calamari were whatever you could call it, Rebel Alliance or Good Guys or Republic. And then or you could call the Empire separatist, whatever you want. For out of that, like, there was a big fight. But at the end of the last episode in that theme, I was so excited, like, whoa. And he was mostly like, I screamed and jumped when I saw like 1,000 Gungans got dropped into the water, and they looked exactly like Jar Jar. To me, it was like Misa Yusa explosion volcano. Like so many, it's like clones of Jar Jar going in for a landing, helping the Mon Calamaris win the fight. It was amazing. Epically amazing. Then next, we have the Lasat. When I remember first seeing a Lasat, which I think was in Rebels, I don't think we see them in the movies, but seeing a Lasat one day. Well, my favorite line that they talked about Zeb was the line in Rebels, "We will fight for the big purple beast," referring to him. And that was so funny. And the voice of Lasat, I get when his name was Zebarelius, which I guess is a weird name, but I guess I kind of feels like suiting, and it's nicely on key, I guess. And then and Zeb seemed to a pretty new character to me, because when I saw him, it's like, you're introducing a whole new species here. Give us some more information. Give us more emotion, look, describement. Give us details, stuff like that. And when I first saw Lasai, I said, I kind of thought, he's big, he's purple, he's furry, he's a beast. Why does he have green eyes? Don't people have those white tissue out of their eyes on the corners? And his eyes are just like all green, black dots, white clears, and it just looks like, and his gun is kind of cool. It can transform into a laser beam electric thing all the way to a gun too, so you can put it on these different settings to make it into different weapons. Then next, the Perrin. The Perrin are those creatures I was talking about who were working for the Empire without knowing it, or you could say, what's it called? Separatists. And I was interested in the Perrin the first time I saw them, because their eyes are like blue with only lines on them, and their mouths kind of look weird. But the most thing I felt weird about were the tentacles and the head shape. It just seemed weird. And then we have the Gungan. I remember the Gungan a lot. On Jar Jar's debut, it just felt amazing. Like, new species here. Looks water, looks hilarious, looks kid-friendly. I'm up with it. And it's just good. He's funny and hilarious about, things like Misa free, Yusa saved me again, like lines some Gungans say. And then next up, we have the Ugnaught. I remember when I watched The Mandalorian, seeing that Ugnaught guy was just kind of new debuting for me, but for another time, how do I explain this? It was pretty shocking that that guy got shot when he was going so fast and you could barely see the beam. But I guess he did, kind of. I guess he did get shot kind of by the ways that they look of it. But I guess seeing an Ugnaught was pretty cool. I tried to look up more information on them to tell more of their story and action. Then next we have, I think this is personally the most creepy species ever, the Pawan. Like at the U there's like a comma on the top, then the AN, Pawan. And then he's just like creepy. I think you saw Snoke from the sequels. But when I watched Rebels, there's this guy named the Grand Inquisitor who me and my dad kind of thought was a version of a young Snoke. But it wasn't. But they were definitely the same species. And seeing that I'm there so far, I personally think this is the creepiest thing I've ever seen in Star Wars. Because when I saw them, it's like, heads up, creepy. Like, they have things like red under their eyes, and their eyes look like yellow curves going to a black circle and white. And then there is stripe and pastel blue and platy. It's just, I can't get it. I just don't get it. They're like the creepiest creatures ever. When I first saw Snoke and the Grand Inquisitor, the first thing I thought at my head for the first look at them was creepy. Like, they're really creepy. I guess they would just fit as really good Sith. So, for a last but not least bonus, we can see the only 3 characters that I think you would notice in this species. The secret, the ultra, that no planet knows about, that no one knows whose planet is. No one knows the species. And even Lucasfilm just won't tell us Yoda's species, which I really love. Like, it's a secret mystery species with a secret mystery planet, with a secret mystery everything. It's amazing how Lucasfilm put that. One day I really wish he would just give up the secret, though, and just tell us, because I really want to know what species they are. So I'm just amazed with how these species have an age line. I mean, Yoda was 900 in the Clone Wars, and Baby Yoda, or the child as Lucasfilm so calls it, is 50 already, and look at how cute he is. And so, but now that I've gave you some information about Yoda and Baby Yoda, or you could call him the child, this is one I was very interested in, even though she was just a background character. Yaddle. Her name is Yaddle. She is also a Yoda species, and so far she is only a background character, really, in the prequels. I think her debut's in Attack of the Clones, I'm pretty sure. I think Yaddle's really only in the last 2 prequels, to be honest. So when the first time I saw Yoda, then I saw Yaddle, then I saw Baby Yoda. Like, this is like an all-time secret and mysterious species, secret planet, secret name, secret things. Like, they're so meditative and powerful. You don't even know their name or their planet. I just wish Lucasfilm could break the secret and give it to us already. It's just so hard to wait. So that's it. So that's it. Some species that I like to share with you. Again, please give a like, share, and subscribe so I can keep making them for you. Ahsoka's Ark. Ahsoka's Ark. Ahsoka's Ark.